Okay. Shalom, and welcome to another installment of Gms In Transit, where we prophesy on the road. Last time we did In Transit was a while back, a couple of months back, but we're heading down to the city of No Pity, NYC, Manhattan, whatever you want to call it, Jewville, so-called Jewville. Jaime Town, Jew York, all right, and it's myself, Elder Tahar, Elder Gabar, and Elder Ramlab, and we're going down to B&H, and that's where we get most of our, video equipment, whatever, we do our filming, and that's so-called owned by so-called Jews. But them ancient Rothschild type Jews, Now, when I go down there, they're real nice with me, and I'm real nice with them, because they give me what I want and when I need it. But anyway, we're heading down there to get a laptop for Gabar, and maybe a couple other things, and we're just on our way down here, so. I said let's do a road show, and I'm going to entitle it the Gms Agenda, and all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because the ultimate agenda is the Most High's agenda. All right, is Yahweh. It sounds like somebody else. Is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's agenda. It's all about Him and His Son, and we're just doing the work. And we're just looking for any vehicle or medium to push the work out. And we see that the number one medium nowadays is the internet, namely YouTube and the different sites that we have. And as you can see through the years, we have so many sites put up that I don't even know how many sites, GMS sites, are up there, Right. And basically Nate, he kind of followed us. We had like one little site, and he saw how we had all kind of sites, so he started putting up sites. And Nate pretty much is a biter, all right? Yep. He's a biter, all right? Because when we started calling ourselves elders, but prior to that, he was calling himself, him and Barak Shaw were calling themselves brothers. Brother Daniel and brother Barak Shaw. Then all of a sudden, they were getting on us about us calling ourselves elders, but now they're elders. Why? Because of us. Yep. Okay? Yep. The Most High set us up to set the trend, man. Well, anyway, going back to what I was saying, the spirit I want to get back into is the different shows that we got on YouTube, the newer shows that are coming up. I hope you brothers out there and some of you sisters enjoyed the first documentary on GMS YouTube. We're getting ready. We're in the works of our second documentary, which is going to be entitled "What is the Mark of the Beast?" And that documentary is needed for the so-called community of Israel. All right, to set the record straight. Because you got guys saying that the mark of the beast is talking about an embargo, it's talking about sin, it's talking about Christianity, it's talking about everything but what it's really supposed to be talking about. Right. And the mark of the beast is talking about the very chip.
Futuristic film. Humans injected with a tiny chip holding the key to all of their private information.
But as you're about to see in our CBS 46 investigation, it's not fiction. In fact, it's being marketed in Georgia as life-saving technology. So why do some experts say it's potentially deadly? CBS 46's Kim Fedek investigates.
It's used in key cards, prepaid tolls, even checked luggage. It's called RFID technology, or radio frequency identification. Small chips that store information.
So here's the chip.
And now that same technology is literally available in the flesh, with chips injected right into people's arms.
It says it burns a little bit. That's about it.
Atlanta firefighter John Santola was injected with the chip about the size of a grain of rice. When scanned, the number on the chip is linked to a database with Santola's medical history.
I had to go help me in case of an emergency.
Santola was chipped when Florida-based VeriChip Corporation set up a booth at an Atlanta firefighter conference. They market the chip primarily for safety reasons, storing medical information for first responders, Alzheimer's patients, even children.
And it is the only product that has been approved by the FDA for this specific purpose.
The FDA approved the use of chips in humans in 2004, but since then it's caused quite a bit of controversy with some consumer groups concerned about privacy, even health concerns.
These are very powerful tools, especially if they fall in the hands of somebody with political ambitions.
One of the loudest voices of opposition is right here in the Boston area, a Harvard doctor and author of spy chips.
These technologies will not make us safer. I think they'll make us sitting ducks for Big Brother.
Dr. Catherine Albrecht also compiled 16 years of studies she says prove the chip can cause cancerous tumors.
It's clear as day that these tumors were not only malignant, but they metastasize, they spread to the lungs, the liver, the thymus, the brain.
These pictures show the tumors growing around the actual chip in the mice and rats.
Certainly the company, I mean, they've done, I think, a tremendous job of keeping that information under wraps for the last several years.
We sat down with the chief medical officer of VeriChip and asked about the link to cancer in mice.
Yeah, I am not aware. I mean, I would have to take a look at what's out there right now. I'm not aware of any issues at this point.
But weeks later, VeriChip sent 26 pages of literature claiming the incidence of microchip-associated sarcoma in rodents is very low, and claims the mice in at least one of those studies were genetically engineered to be tumor-prone.
No doubt in your mind that this is safe for us medically.
Yes, I mean, from everything that I've seen, it's very superficial. It's been in the animals for 20-plus years.
John Santola won't need to worry about the cancer debate. His chip fell out after 2 days.
Would you get it again?
I would not get it again.
To me, this is the future of medicine.
But how far in the future? Well, VeriChip advertises the technology in use at 8 Atlanta area medical facilities, including Crawford Long Hospital, Emory University, and DeKalb Medical Center. But our investigation found that none of these centers are actually using microchip technology. For full copies of studies done on microchips and humans, log on to CBS46.com. I'm Kim Fettig, CBS 46 Investigates.
The RFID system in the form of a chip that they're going to actually put in your right hand or in your forehead, which you're actually doing right now. I believe the first family that did it was called the Jacob family or the Jacobson family. I believe it's the Jacob family. And I believe they're so-called Jews out of Florida. And I believe they did it. There was the father, the wife, and the son. And I believe they did it back in 2002. I mean, you'll see it. You may see a video clip of it. You know.
You may remember when we had the Jacobs family here on Today last month, they announced they'd be the first family to be fitted with the VeriChip. It's a tiny computer chip that can be implanted in the body and then scanned for personal and medical information in emergency situations. Well, they're back this morning to have the procedure done. Jeff, Leslie, and Derek Jacobs are joined by Dr. David Wolkin. Good morning to all of you. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
And Keith Bolton of Applied Digital Solutions joins us as well, right, Keith?
Good morning, Katie. How nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Briefly, for people who might not be familiar with this technology, can you just describe what the VeriChip is and how it works?
Yes, VeriChip is an advanced verification system. It's designed to have a small little needle injected inside of the body, and there's a small little chip that can provide information in the event that you cannot speak.
Where is it implanted generally, Keith?
Generally, it's implanted in the upper right area to the shoulder, and Jeff Jacobs is actually having his in the shoulder type area.
Okay, we'll get to Jeff in a moment, but Leslie and Derek, I know that you had your chips implanted earlier this morning. How did the procedure go, Derek?
It went very well. I was actually amazed on how simple and easy it was.
Yeah, and Leslie, how about you? Are you feeling any after effects? Was it painful in any way?
Oh, no, it was incredibly simple. I felt absolutely nothing, and I feel great.
In fact, I know, Leslie, that, well, Derek, first of all, is sort of the catalyst behind this. He saw the VeriChip on the Today Show, and I understand he started pestering you right away, but it really will serve a very useful purpose for your family, Leslie, because I know that your husband, Jeff, was taken to the emergency room in 1995, and doctors asked what medications he was on, and you had a difficult time remembering, right?
Oh, yes, he's been rushed many a times, and he's on over 10 medications, had cancer, numerous complications. It's just too much to remember, and with the VeriChip and the scanner, instantaneously they will be able to access all this information.
Derek, tell me why, when you saw this, you thought, you know, I have to have my family get this ASAP. What was it about it?
Well, technology is my life, and this is a great technological advancement. And also, I thought that it could help my dad because, as my mom said, we have gone to the emergency room many times with him, and a lot of times he's in too much pain to answer any of the questions that he had. And since his medications change often and his medical history is so long, me and my mom can't remember it, so the VeriChip will be able to tell them concise information about his history in only milliseconds.
All right. Well, I know that Jeff is about to have the procedure done, and Dr. Wilkin is here, Dr. David Wilkin, a surgeon who your family knows. Dr. Wilkin, why don't you go ahead and implant the chip and just show us how this works?
Okay, well, Jeff's already been prepped with a sterile field, and he's been infiltrated with a xylocaine to numb the area up. Can I have the chip, please? This is the insertion cannula, and we have to take the piece of tape off, which is in actual fact the hardest part of the procedure.
Don't worry, you're just on national television.
Well, thank you.
Katie, no pressure, no pressure.
You know, while you're doing that, I just wanted to ask Keith. Keith, you know, this will be scanned for information, but how many emergency rooms in this country actually have scanners, and how will they know that they have to scan the patient in the first place? It's not like somebody can say, hey, by the way, I've got a VeriChip in my shoulder, check it out. A lot of times people won't be in a condition to say that, right?
Well, that is probably correct. However, we have spoke with many hospitals, and quite a few hospitals in Florida will have already agreed to take the scanner. And as far as the procedure, we will give a particular card that would be in a wallet. In the event that they do not see the card, then the medical attendant will either ask you to have a chip, or we hope that the natural procedure would be to just scan over the particular area of the body so they can have that valuable information quickly.
I understand this costs $200 for the implantation and then $40 for an annual fee to update information.
Well, it's $200 for the chip itself, and then it's $9.95 to have your information stored in the FDA compliant database that we have.
Jeff, well, first of all, Dr. Wilkin, are you finished?
Yeah, we're ready. I've made a little incision in the skin, and I'm getting ready to insert the cannula. And the cannula is in, and the chip is now extruded, and we're finished.
Okay, well, that was quick. Jeff, I don't mean to ignore you. How are you doing down there?
Well, you know, I have a doctor who's got the best hands that I know, so of course that's good, and my wonderful family and everyone around, and I thank God so much that I've been given the gift to have something special like this to save my life in case of an emergency.
Interesting technology. Derek, real quickly, are you worried about the whole Big Brother thing, invasion of privacy?
Well, the chip is a freedom of choice thing, and if you want to have it, it's up to you. If you feel that you have a need for it, that's great, and you should get the chip in if you want. And also, you get to choose the information that's on it, so in our case, we want this information known to the people that need to know it in case of an emergency. So no, I'm not worried.
All right. Well, Derek Leslie and Jeff Jacobs, Dr. David Wilkin and Keith Bolton, thank you all so much for joining us this morning, and good luck with your new chips.
But anyway, like I said, you have a lot of GMS, a lot of Israelite groups out there that are teaching contrary to what we're teaching, which we're teaching it the right way. GMS is the top Israelite group on the planet, all right? We were the first to go global with this thing. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, okay? But like I said, the next Well, you had another documentary, a short, done by one of the teachers, up and coming elder, Tazit Datba, when he went into this thing about Christopher Columbus. It was a short 25-minute thing that was also put up. Tomorrow, actually Monday, is going to be the official, what do you call it, the official Columbus Day. So Lord willing, Saturday, what is it, October 11th, we might go into a little bit on Christopher Columbus, which we do every year. And before you know it, the end of the year show, what we call it, New Year's Eve Destruction 2014, is right around the corner. That's on December 31st in the evening, going into the 1st of January. All right, and hopefully the Lord bring this devil down, come 2014. And a lot of things are happening, and we constantly watch the news. The scriptures say, watch as well as pray, and that's what we're doing. We're watching everything, and we're praying. We're connected to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you got a precept.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Say it again, please.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth, and give them warning from me.
So it's our job. Where'd you read at it?
Ezekiel 3:17.
Okay, it's our job. Matter of fact, jump up, go to the second chapter, and get the point from right there, and then also go to the third chapter in the beginning. I think it's the last couple of verses of the second chapter, and then get into the third chapter. Because it's our job to warn Israel, whether you hear or forbear. And part of warning Israel is to tell you about the other Israelites that are out there that are teaching falsehoods, such as Nate, such as degenerate Yohana, such as Bagwash, which we call the 14th Street Homo, Zabak, all right, because he's teaching that Cornelius, is an Edomite, so the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with him, okay? And you got some Israelite groups out there that teach that the white man can make it. But anyway, go ahead and read them scriptures.
Ezekiel 2:6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions.
Right, like let's name some of the scorpions. Nate is a scorpion. All right. Gehenna is a scorpion. Bubble-eyed blackfish is a scorpion. Zabak is a scorpion. Ariana is scorpions now because they ain't got the truth. So all those guys are scorpions, man. We ain't got nothing good to say about them. Now Nate had made a video called, the history of Israel or whatever. And he was basically trying to big up Lahab, like Lahab was some great guy. Lahab was a damn demon, man. Talking about Lahab put everything in order. No, Lahab put everything in order so he can systematically rip everybody off. And that's what he did. So stop lying, Nate. Okay? And we got your number, so we're gonna start calling you, and we're gonna question you about your lies that you spread about me. Go ahead, Ox.
Be not afraid of their words.
Yeah, we ain't afraid of nobody, man. And like Yohana, he used to set his men down by the camp like he gonna intimidate somebody. You ain't intimidating us, nigga. Okay? You busy running from Sarasut and Seti and Bro Polite and Sarnetta. You running from them. Okay? We ain't seen you yet. They looking for you, nigga. Go ahead.
Nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house.
All those guys that were mentioned, they're rebellious.
Yep. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
And they're all, well, we can call them witches.
So they're witches.
So now, why would you love a witch? Why would you love a witch?
Yeah.
Them guys are all witches, man, and warlocks. That thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. All right. So we're gonna call them guys witches, man. Go ahead.
And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious.
They're most rebellious. That's why we constantly put this thing out. All right. So this is no blood on our hands. We're telling y'all, all of y'all. So if you don't get it and you want to follow this guy or that guy and you get destroyed, hey, you can't bring it on us.
It's on you.
It's on you.
That's right.
Go ahead.
But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee.
Now what is he talking about? He's talking about eat the scriptures. Doesn't mean, because you got some literal niggas that might actually try to physically eat the Bible.
Yeah.
Alright? And you got niggas out there like that.
Yeah, come. They out there.
Talking about I ate a whole Bible, man.
Very hungry.
Hey, it's talking about digest the truth from the scriptures into your mind, into your spirit. Yeah. And it said eat the whole thing. Eat everything off of the plate. That's something that Nate, Johanna, Bubble Eyes, Zabak, Arya, Shaw, Tazadakya, all right, are not doing.
Yeah.
They gotta eat the
left on 34.
You gotta eat the bitter stuff too. You gotta eat the bitter herbs.
Along with the sweet.
Your greens, you gotta eat your greens and chlorophyll. Some of that stuff is bitter, but you gotta eat it.
Yep.
It says, and when I looked, you can't just eat the cookies and cakes. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And when he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there were written therein lamentation and mourning and woe.
And those guys don't even go into that. They act like we just gonna keep teaching, putting up videos about Israel. Right. Those guys ain't talking about the destruction of America.
No prophecies.
They don't go into no prophecies because they don't know any prophecies.
Martial law.
Martial law.
Coming to martial law. Yeah.
They don't even see that the end of the system is right at the horizon, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now go to the 3rd chapter.
Ezekiel 3:1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel.
Right. In other words, you got to eat the whole book, and then once you eat the whole book, then you go out and speak to the nation, the Israelites out there, right? And the only ones you're going to gather are the elect. That's the only ones you're looking to wake up is the elect, are the elect.
That's
it. Go ahead.
Behold, I'm sorry. So I opened.
And that's why Nate had to take time off. He said in one of the videos, we had to take time off so we can recap and find out where Ariel went off. So you took a couple of years off.
And he's
that means you never digested the book.
Yeah, and he's going off.
And you don't have a teacher.
Talking about Israel united in Christ. That's not.
Yeah, you. That's not biblical at all, man.
That's not biblical.
And you supposed to have teachers over you, man. You can't get this for yourself. Right. The Most High set us up to be teachers, man.
That's right.
Talking about the only ones I learned from were the 7. That's bullshit, man.
Right.
You learned from me, man.
Right.
And then Gazak, you talking about like you learned Gazak. Gazak never even came around, man.
Yeah.
You might have seen Gazak maybe 2 times, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And most of the time he came around, the nigga was drunk.
Yeah, he didn't. There was no real passion in his teaching. You know, you kind of fall asleep. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I was in his classes.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, truth be told, the one like you go to Yeshaya's class, you used to get a bunch of jokes. You know.
That's where Nate learned his joking skills from.
Now, back when I first came in, when I was taking notes, you know, there's certain brothers, you go to that class, you'd have 2 pages, 3 pages of notes. And El Latar was one of them, you know. Now with this guy, Yeshaya, he would tell jokes. And Kazak, he just go into that history, but he was never one for going into the scriptures, going into he would teach the scripture, but he would not go into it. You know, his thing was Byzantine, all
yeah,
that.
Which, come on, you get it you learn that shit one day and you got it. Okay, I got it, nigga. Constantine the Great is a black man, and everybody else, that's it. Let's move on, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I can back up Elder Gabar on that because I actually had, I might still have them notes from Yeshaya's class.
Yep.
He'll put out topics like the Curlian effect, and then exactly then at the end of the night I'll have 5 scriptures written down on my paper, and I think I still have some of those notes from back then. So he wasn't one to go into the scriptures, but Elder Tahar told us that when he would go to the class, or High Priest Ariel would go to the class, then the class would be more scriptural.
Yeah, he was forced to go into scriptures.
Yep.
Yeah, it became a spiritual class when I was there, or when myself and Ariel was there, and Shaw was there. It became a scriptural thing, you know.
And then Elder Ariel, before he went off, he was known for going into scriptures. Elder Yaquab, I was blessed to go through some of his classes. He was known for going into scriptures. Elder Yaquab. And like I always say, you'd see this old man, but once he went into his thing, man, he got his respect. He was like, wow, he's bringing out these badass scriptures, and he was up in age, you know. So, and I noticed, Nate, you didn't really say too much about Elder Yaquab.
No, he mentioned Yaquab. He said that the 2 leaders were Marshar and Yaquab.
It seemed like he had more affinity for Lahab and those guys.
Yeah, Lahab was a damn demon. The Central Command were a bunch of demons. Okay, and you bigging them up like they're something special. Yeah. Lahab wasn't special, man. Okay, Lahab wasn't special, and Lahab wasn't deep.
Yeah, what about...
The only thing you're going to learn from Lahab is basic scriptures, okay?
That's right. What about Elder Yaquab, who used his own money to keep the doors of the school open? That should be mentioned.
Yeah, but he didn't even put Ariab in there.
Yeah.
He said the 2 heads was Marsha and Yaquab, and then he said Priest Yaquab, and then when he mentioned Ariah, he didn't say High Priest Ariah, right. He just said Ariah.
Ariah, right. That's blatant.
Like Ariah ain't nothing, man. And then all those breakdowns that you got and that we all got came from Ariah.
Yeah, the tribes.
Okay?
Tribes, yep.
The tribes and all that. So stop lying, man.
Right. Stop it.
If I may, correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy Nate, he said that Abba Bivens picked King Masha and High Priest Yaquab. Wasn't it?
No, he was dealing with all 3 of them, but mainly he was dealing with Masha and Ariah.
Right, that's what.
And Ariah became his top reader.
Yeah.
And I got videos on that, man, or cassettes on that.
Right.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 2. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
And that's what you wanted, Nate. You wanted the sweet part. So when the bitter part started coming out, that's when you thought you knew everything, and you got to Mo's ear, and that's when you guys left. And why don't you tell the truth about Mo? The reason why you guys left, that whole thing about the assassination attempt, that shit was a year old. It was a year later that y'all left the school. So that shit was squashed, man. What you did, you and your asshole and Rawhide, you got together and you got to Mo's ear to tell him these guys is not showing you respect, so let's get out of here. And then the opening was a mafia, which you said kicked all y'all out the school, which was good. Y'all got kicked out the damn school. You know? Mm-hmm. That's what happened. You know? That's what happened. You said you 3 bozos got together and got to Mo's ear because Mo was easily influenced, man. And you put that crap up in his ears, and y'all didn't tell me nothing because y'all didn't want me to come to the main school, to the new school, man. The hell who the hell you kidding, man? Huh? And then you use a mafia because you let a mafia, old ass runaway slave of mafia, be part of y'all because he had that school, he had that place, and that's why he kicked y'all out, because the lease or whatever was in his name. Okay, so tell the whole story, man. Go ahead.
It's verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
Now that kills the bullshit with bubble-eyed blackfish, man.
Right.
That clown. He's out there trying to save every goddamn body.
Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's teaching madness.
And he's teaching complete madness, man.
Yep.
Verse 5.
And then you know it shows that you ain't right, Nate. Here we go. Getting back on Nate. Nate, you damn asshole, you. You were down with Barack Shaw, and you didn't see all those things happening. That school that y'all had was a damn shambles, man. Was a damn joke. You got Barack Shaw's wife and your wife like they're top eldresses. Look that word up. Anyway, I think Barack Shaw, and you showed the picture when I went on his site to see if it was there, to see if he didn't make it up, and sure enough, you got a damn picture on his site of his fucking wife. And I think it's called Ass Ariel. And there's a picture of her ass, man, with some gold furniture around that shit, man. I said, what kind of shrine, man? I said, what kind of bullshit is that, man? I see why y'all two broke up, because your woman broke both of y'all niggas up, man. And then this guy, Barack Shaw, is a pussy whip. He pussy whip, man. Yeah, just sit tight. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears. And go get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, Thus saith the Lord power, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the glory of the Lord from his place. I heard also the noise of the wings of the living creatures that touched one another.
That's all on that.
I'll just read verse 17 real quick. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warnings from me.
That's right. So that's our job, man. That's why part of this thing is if there's another group of Israelites out there teaching contrary to the truth, you're supposed to get on those guys. You're supposed to name names. You're supposed to finger point. Okay?
Yeah, like Paul.
Right. You ain't supposed to have no stay in your lane, because Nate got a spirit of you stay in your lane and I'll stay in my lane. I said, no, we bump. Hey, this is bumper cars, baby.
Right.
Okay, we got to bump you out of there. You're going to get bumped out of there in the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
And to show you ain't right, and the guys that are following you are zombies, man. There's lost zombies.
That's right.
Anyway, y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Galatians chapter 1 verse 6.
Well, that's what they are. They're lost zombies. You know.
Galatians 1 and 6.
And that's why guys are coming up in the camp and confounding your men.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why when I spoke to you and spoke to your black ass on the phone, I said, come up to 34th Street and say, no. I got to go down. You know why? Because that dude confounded your men, man. Confounded your whole camp.
And he knew he would be confounded.
He would have been confounded by us.
By us. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But you're a hard-headed, stiff-necked, used to be a Gadite, now somehow you're a Judite. How do you, what's that all about? Huh?
How do you explain that one?
Go ahead, speak, y'all.
Galatians 1 and 6. I marvel that you are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahweh Shai unto another gospel.
Yeah, that IUIC, that's another gospel. All right? Actually, it's not even a gospel, because the word gospel means good news.
Yeah,
there's no good news about IUIC.
There ain't nothing good about
that shit,
yep.
man.
That's another Jesus.
All right? That's what it is what is that in Isaiah? Tables of vomit. That's what that is. IUIC. That's a better description for that. And like we said, the Lord is not looking for the whole nation of Israel. The Lord is only looking for the elect. And Yahushai's name is not Christ. Christ is just a title, and it's Greek at that. All right, and the man was not Greek. He was Hebrew. So he spoke Hebrew. When Paul was knocked off the horse, what language did Yahushai speak? Hebrew. So how are you going to give him a Greek name, Nate? And you ought to know better than that. How are you going to give the man a Greek name when he spoke Hebrew? That's an insult.
This is Isaiah 28:7. But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way.
Yeah, that IUIC is strong drink. It's bootleg wine, cheap wine. Mad Dog 2020, Wild Irish Rose.
The priests and the prophets have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment.
Yeah, they err in vision. That's why Nate is telling you, oh, we might have another 10, 20 years in this society. That's erring in vision, man. You can't see that America.
Yeah, the spirit definitely ain't on you, man.
Yeah,
all right, you keep playing that game, and we gonna stay on your ass.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, brother. 10 or 20 years. We don't have no 10 or 20 years in this society. This society's out of here, man.
Yeah, the Lord said, unless those days be shortened.
Speak loud.
Yeah, the Lord said, unless those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be left to be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Yeah, you got the chemtrails. Now they're putting what, triple doses, double doses.
What you gonna do? Keep going.
Triple doses, man.
Hopefully you can do it.
Like I said, you have these chemtrails out there, you know, destroying your immune system.
Yeah, so we're actually here, at B&H. So with that, we're gonna conclude this segment of GMS on the road, the road show. So with that, we're gonna say shalom.